over the years, Singapore has overcome several challenges and we have grown from strength to strength. And we have, like you have mentioned very accurately, our stance has always been pro-Singapore. But having said that, we do acknowledge that external events do impact our nation. So my question to you is, given that the external environment right now is filled with uncertainty and there are countries advocating for their own nationalistic interests, what are your biggest concerns for Singapore at this point in time? And also, what are your guiding principles in steering Singapore through these choppy waters towards the right direction?
The external environment indeed is a big concern for us because even as we go about leadership transition and entering our next phase of development, we are doing so at a time when the world is changing. And it is going to be a new global order, which is likely to be very messy and unpredictable because the world is in flux. The unipolar moment for America has ended. Everybody talks about going into a multipolar world, but it's not quite at a stable equilibrium yet. And this period of transition will be very messy. It'll be marked by nationalism, protectionism, excessive nationalism. I mean, nationalism itself is not a bad thing, but excessive nationalism, very aggressive nationalism, protectionism, rivalry between the major powers. The pattern of globalization that we have benefited from in the last 30 years will also be very different. And Singapore being such an open economy, with trade 3 times the size of our GDP, we will certainly be impacted. But it doesn't mean that it's all doom and gloom. Because amidst this challenging environment, there will be opportunities and there will be silver linings in the dark clouds. Because Asia is still where I think the center of gravity of the global economy will be, in Asia. That's where most of the growth for the global economy will come from. And a lot of companies therefore want to be sited in Asia. A lot of international, multinational companies still want to have presence in Asia, and they want to diversify their exposure in Asia. Not just in China or any one single country. They would like to look at broadening their exposure, de-risking, diversifying, and therefore ASEAN becomes an attractive proposition. And that's why within ASEAN, Singapore also has, I think, a very high level of international reputation today. We are admired, we are trusted, and companies do want to do business out of Singapore to service not only ASEAN, but the wider Asian region. So if we make the right moves, if we strengthen ASEAN integration and unity, I think we can continue to thrive and excel even in a dark and troubled world. We still can make a good living for ourselves. Of course, navigating this new environment will require us to be more thoughtful, quite careful, to be nimble, and to find ways to not get caught up in the geopolitical currents. But you ask what are the guiding principles for that? At the end of the day, we have to be guided by what's in Singapore's national interest and do so in a way that's consistent and principled. And that means from time to time, we will have to say things or do things that some countries may not be so happy with. It could be China one day, it could be US another day. We are not here to find a balance between the two. So if one day I take a position against one country, the next day I have to find another thing to say or for the other country so that I can somehow achieve some perceived balance. That's not our approach. Our approach is to stick to our national interests and act in a way that's consistent and principled. And doing so will, not everyone will like what we say all the time, but I think if we continue with this approach, it will make us a more credible and trusted partner over time because people know what we stand for, people know what Singapore means, and I think they will be better prepared to partner with us and work together with us.